how did you stop the study, or why did you stop the study? And then what would have happened if it had continued for 7 more days?
Well, first thing, it could not have continued 7 more days because it's out of control now. I mean, it's, when I say it's 24/7, it means something is happening all the time, and somebody has to go to sleep. So it's really only 3 people, for most times. Somebody's doing videotaping. Somebody has to go get food. Somebody has to take the kids who break down, me, to student health. Somebody has to greet the parents. So there's endless jobs being done all the time, and most of it falls on me. And then on Wednesday, Craig Haney, who is my chief undergraduate student, he has to leave because there's a family emergency. So now it's 3 people working 24/7. And it was overwhelming. And most of it obviously fell on me.
So you're sleep deprived too.
And I'm sleeping on a couch in my office upstairs. I never leave the place. So I'm trapped in the power of my own situation. And what happens then is, how should we put it, is I think I could have gone, I probably would have gone till Sunday. Just started on Sunday. I know I could not physically, psychologically, I couldn't have gone a second week. Also, I'm not sure, because the guards systematically escalated their abuse of prisoners. It's not clear what could they do beyond what they, simulating sodomy. What would be on week 2?
I don't know.
So I decided I can't go on. But then what happened is, the real reason, and so I would have gone to Sunday and then say the experiment's over. Fortunately, I ended it on Friday because on Thursday night, my girlfriend, Christina Maslach, who had been a graduate student at Stanford, and she graduated, she was going to be a professor at Berkeley, which is near San Francisco, University of California, Berkeley. She was in the library at Stanford, and she contacted me and said, why don't we have dinner, after the night shift. So I said, great. So I said, why don't you come down, pick me up at 10 o'clock. So I have a schedule, 8 o'clock breakfast, parole board hearing at 10, lunchtime, visiting hours, and then 10 o'clock is the toilet run. Okay, that's my schedule. What that meant was 10 o'clock was the last time prisoners could go to a real toilet. After that, they had to urinate and defecate in a bucket in their cell, which they hated to do because it stunk up the whole prison. But the guards then used that as the last opportunity each day to abuse the prisoners. Line them up against the wall. They put bags over their heads. That was their idea, paper bags that they used for garbage. And again, this was replicated in Abu Ghraib prison. Put bags over their head, chain their legs one to another, push them, yell at them, curse them, and then the toilet was around the corner. But they put them in an elevator, took them up 4 flights, put them down, walked them through the boiler room. So they wanted to confuse them. So if anyone tried to escape, they wouldn't have a clear vision of how to get out. So Christina comes down, and I'm wrapping up stuff. I say, "Hi, Chris, look at this." And you could look through a peephole, but you could also see it on a video camera. And she sees all these things happening. And she begins to tear up and says, "I can't look at this, it's horrible." I said, "What do you mean?" And she runs out, and I run after her. We have a big argument in the outside of the building where the prison study was in the basement. And she says, I won't go through all the details, she says, "It's horrible what you're doing to those boys. They're not prisoners, they're boys. And you are harming them. Not you are harming, you're allowing people taking your orders to harm them. You're not physically harming them, but worse, you're psychologically harming them." And I start arguing. I said, "This is the power of the situation. Nobody has seen this. Don't you see the drama? What kind of psychologist are you?" And then she said, "Stop. You have been changed by the power of the situation." She said, "I know you for a long time. We knew each other for years." She said, "You love students. You have a reputation of being one of the most caring professors. How could you see students, college students, suffering, having breakdowns, and not want to stop it?" And I'm still arguing. And then she said, because we had just moved in together, and we were thinking of, living together. If it worked, we'd get married. She said, if this is the real you, I don't think I want to have any more relationship with you. So that's really heroic. She says, I'm willing to give up relationship with somebody that I cared for, a professor at Stanford. And that was a slap in the face. I said, oh my God, you're right. I mean, it was like shaking me out of this, like waking up out of a nightmare. Come on, wake up, wake up. And I said, oh my God, you're right. How could I have done that? I said, you're right. We went to dinner. It was now about 11 o'clock at night. I said, I'm going to end the study tomorrow morning, which is not so easy to do because you have to call all the prisoners had breakdown, all the guards on all the ships. You had to get the money from the bank to pay each of them what they earn. And then we also wanted to have, which we did, psychological debriefing. All the prisoners, the ones who were released and the ones who stayed, we spent 2 hours with them talking about what we did, why we did it, and then all the guards separately while the prisoners changed out of their uniforms into their street clothes. And then we had the prisoners and guards come together. And we shared, I said,
this must have been difficult and awkward.
I said, this is a time for moral re-education. The guards, of course, felt guilt. Many of the prisoners felt shame. And I said, you know, what we have experienced firsthand is what's known as the power of the situation.